for a while. I think it's been a week. I'm not sure how long it's been. But anyway, it's good to be back. Today, I'm going to talk about something that you guys really, really need to go research for yourself, find out more about this. Let me say this. Get out of religion. All religion. All right? Get out. I've done a few videos already on maritime law. And Paul the traitor, okay? And by the way, Paul never existed as a man. So when I say Paul, I mean his writings, okay? The traitor Paul, it was probably a writing committee, not a real human, all right? Now, as some of you scholars already know, the Catholic Church, the Knights Templars, control banking and finance globally. All banking companies, all banking industries in every country are owned and controlled by the Knights Templars, all right? We learned this also in the Devil's Pulpit. You can research this stuff on your own. The Catholic Church owns all of the corporate nation states, all right? What does this have to do with the conversation today? Paul led you into maritime worship, all throughout maritime law, okay? The Catholic Church has brought maritime law onto the sea, onto the land rather. This is a fact. This is a fact. The problem with this is that maritime law forces you to trade, knowingly or unknowingly, your birthright. To trade your birthright for licenses. Now, this might sound crazy to some of you all who are not aware of what I'm talking about. If you're not aware about what I'm talking about, just hang around or leave. If you want an education, you can stay. Paul's message has absolutely nothing to do with the message of the Gospels. And here's a very important point that I was always curious about. Paul says that JC, the Christ figure, came to correct the sin of Adam. Through one man's sin entered into the world, right? And all of this stuff. And then the second Adam, things would revert back to how they used to be. The Christ figure is the Savior, right? So this is Paul's doctrine. However, JC, the Christ figure, never said anything about that. You read the Gospels, there's nothing out of JC's mouth that says he came to correct the problem that Adam caused through the sin. Y'all got me? What's the other problem with the sin? The other problem with Adamic sin, Adam and Eve sinned and all of that, is that it is the effect. Let me repeat that. The effect is to make you think that you're dirty, that something's wrong with you, and you need a savior. Do you understand? This is the psychological effect. All right? So if you think that you're born into sin and therefore you're dirty, something's wrong with you, it's more easy for you to accept that you need a savior and to reject the reality, which is that you are your own savior. You're your own savior and you are your own devil. This is the higher self and the lower self, right? This correlates astrologically with what? Of course, spring and summer, right? Spring and summer, where we have equal hours of day and night, which is justice, Okay? And the sun continues to rise in the sky until it reaches its highest point, somewhere around June 23rd. Okay? This is the zenith. This is where the sun becomes the Christ. In other words, the Christ oil, or the oil has risen. Y'all understand me? Your oil has risen from the lowest part of your spine up into the pineal gland. Up into the pineal gland. All right? If you're living a certain lifestyle, but that's a different story. And then the fall. The fall is when the sun begins to descend southward, right? Until finally it descends to December 22nd, which is the lowest point that the sun declines to, all right, during its annual rotation, its annual travels. This is the lower self. So we're dealing with higher self, lower self, all right? So you're your own savior, you are your own Christ, higher self. You are your own Satan, your own devil, your own opposer, all right? These are the astrological correlations. So you are your own power. What you do in life, the results you get in life, are because of your own actions. All right, now that's been hidden from you to keep you reaching out and begging to external deities, which gets me back into the topic. Dagon worship. All right, maritime law, Dagon worship. Abandoning your birthrights, abandoning natural law. Y'all hear me? Why? Because you've been led into it by Paul. Paul, who preached his own doctrines, right? Now, I can care less about anything New Testament. I'm just trying to communicate with you guys at your level. For those of you who are still stuck in Christianity, brainwashed, taking a beating, and not knowing why, all right? But here's the point that I'm doing this live for. All right, here's my point. Christian nuns, all right? The Catholic Church has nuns. Now, other Christian religions like Baptist religions, like the Baptist religion, etc., they also have their women. They don't call them nuns, right? But they mirror the Catholic Church. Women having roles, having a specific way of dressing. Well, here's what I want you to know. Nun, if you look that up in a concordance, here's what it's going to tell you. It means fish. It means sea creature. This is one of the meanings of nun. Fish, sea creature. Again, fish, sea creature. Why is it that there are so many references to fish, to Dagon in the New Testament? It cannot be a coincidence. Wake up and get out. Wake up and get out. You know that the Hebrew Israelite organization, camp, assembly, church, Christian church, whatever it is that you are a member of or affiliating with, you know it has big problems and has had big problems. You know that the people aren't right. You know that. And I'm telling you why. Because they have you worshiping Dagon, all right? Mermaids, other forms of sea creatures. Who knows what they might be? We've studied Oannes. I've brought that to your attention in the Devil's Pulpit. I've showed you articles. I've showed you the Hebrew Israelite organization that wears the Dagon headdress. I've showed you the Catholic religion that wears the Dagon headdress. I've showed you a major religion or philosophy. It's practiced as both in some parts of the world, where they're wearing also the Dogon headdress. What else do you need to know or see? You explain to me, put it in the chat, why is it that the Catholic nuns, why is it that they chose to call them a name in Hebrew that means fish or sea creature? Maritime law. Why did the Catholic Church put maritime law on the land when they came to power? Why is maritime law Christian law? Why is that? Why is it that the Catholic Church promulgates maritime law? Why is that? Why is it that you have to be converted unknowingly, some of you knowingly, into corporations, right? 14th Amendment status in the U.S. Why is it that they're doing that? Why are they putting you in a dead state? What's the dead state? Civil death, civil liter mortuus. Many of you don't know that that's your status right now. But you have been put into a dead state. Where are the Dogon? Where are the Raphaim? Right? Where are the Raphaim? Now we've gone through this. Raphaim are Dogon. Raphaim are the offspring of Nephilim. They're living where? Where are they living? When they expired? When they expired, where are they said to live? In the underworld, in the water. In the water. The land of the dead, right? Isn't that what we learned? You guys go research this. It's clear as day. You can find it in a footnote of any good Bible about the Rephaim or the Raphaim. Okay? So now here you are, back in the hand, in the iron fist of the Nephilim, of the Raphaim. You're back in the hand of them. Why? Because of Paul. Because Paul led you into it. Paul told you to be submissive to the governments. That's what Paul told you. Paul told you that the deity of the New Testament put these governments in place. So you need to submit to them, right? And that these governments seek order, but yet the same New Testament tells you that the whole world is lying in the power of the wicked one, of the devil. So which one is it? Which one is it? What do you want? Do you want to be a man, a womb man, and reclaim your birthright? Return to the Most High? Acknowledge that you are the rightful heir, that you are the land. Y'all remember Genesis chapter 2. You are the land. You are the rightful heir. And the mechanism has been revealed for you to reclaim, to take possession of your lost birthright, your lost estate. Yes, returning to the Most High. Go back and read Deuteronomy chapter 30. This is basic, very basic. This is core understanding. Now, those of you who know me, I don't get involved in prophecy and all of that. It's a waste of time. There's no such thing as end time prophecy. End time prophecy has to do with the New Testament. Now, a lot of y'all are stuck in end time prophecy, but I'm going to be very blunt. about this. You're stuck in end time prophecy because you're arrogant. You're egotistical. You want to show other people that you know more than them, that you're smarter than them. You're more read well than them. So you argue about the meaning of prophecies. That's what it really boils down to. You are worshiping Dagon without knowing it, but you think you know something. Not only that, but you are worshiping the prophets. Yes, you're worshiping the prophets. Y'all don't know how many people I've spoken to that put the prophets over the contract. What contract? In religion, y'all know it as the Mosaic covenant. You know it in religion as the Mosaic covenant. All right? This is the contract that the Most High made with the house of Yasharallah regarding following his instructions, which are natural law. Period. Period. Okay? So, what do we know about that contract? Breaking natural law or breaking the contract results in what? Common sense, right? When you don't follow natural law, what happens? You're going to lose. You jump off a cliff, you're going to break your back or you're going to splatter, right? You're going to die or you're going to be seriously injured. If you're 2 years old, natural law is not going to suspend itself for a 2-year-old or a 1-year-old. Doesn't happen that way. All right? Laws are immutable. They do not change. Y'all hear me? So the Most High is saying, follow natural law. Now, natural law involves those laws that have to do with, let's say, physics. Okay? For example, gravity or density, electricity, flight, buoyancy. So these are the physical natural laws. But then there are natural laws that have to do with consciousness, human relations. All right? And someone in Zion Law School, I think Jimmy used to always ask me what happens after death, right? What happens after death? So what I'll say about that right now, give some consideration of what consciousness is, what the all is: consciousness, awareness, all intelligence, all awareness, okay? All there ever was, all there ever will be, and all there is now. And by the way, there is only the glorious now. All right? That's all there is, the glorious now. My point is this: Paul has led you into captivity, where you are breaking the Most High's first instruction, or failing to follow his first instruction, which is to have no other power before his face. Now, the question is, who is his? Is his you? Who is his? What's the meaning of that? How are you to understand that? Do you understand me? The Most High, think about this. How does it benefit the Most High if you are not worshiping some external deity? How does that benefit someone who has everything and is everything? How? It doesn't. It has no effect whatsoever. So what's the meaning of that? Right? It doesn't benefit him. Who does it benefit? Well, it benefits you. How? Because if you are worshiping, giving your energy and effort and attention to an external deity, begging and asking, always seeking approval, always questioning yourself, you're harming yourself. You're not harming anybody else. I mean, well, you're not harming the Most High. He can make it without you, right? But who is he? Who is he in relation to you? Why would somebody who's all powerful need you with all your limitations and faults and failures and inconsistencies and problems and insecurities and vices, right? Why does he need you? Think about that. So my message to you is this: by following natural law, you help yourself. By having no other power before the Most High's face, you're helping yourself, because now you're looking inside. You are activating the Savior within that you were born with as original equipment. You understand me? You are activating your own quote unquote, well, let me not use that word. You're activating your own divinity to create the reality that you want. That might come in the form of solving problems. That might come in the form of intuition, creativity, or innovation, right? But you'll never activate that fully if you're praying to some external deity. Y'all got me? You're better off if your prayer is a lifestyle instead of some words begging. I hope you heard that. All right? My point is this: the New Testament is full. It is nothing but Dagon worship, period. Every form of Christianity is Dagon worship. Every form of Hebrew Israelite Christianity is Dagon worship. Now, on my Facebook page, which is Yasapa, Y-A-S-A-P-A, Yasapa, I posted a link, and it has the meaning of nun. So y'all go check that out. You're going to see that nun, as in Catholic nuns, means sea creature, fish. So you have all of these references to sea creatures and fish. The Catholic Church even states that we are in the age of Pisces, which is the two fish. Why all of these references to fish? Why is it that Dagon is half fish, half man? Right? Why is it that Paul put you in a position to be civilly dead, which is the realm of Dagon, of the Dogons? Why did he do that? See, if he tells you that you're to follow the governments, and the governments are telling you you need a license to do this and you need a license to do that, and they have classified you as civilly dead, this is a fact. You're classified as civilly dead. 14th Amendment stock, if you're in the U.S. Now, in all the nation states over the world, it's all administrative law. All of you are civilly dead. You are in the world of the dead. And the only way out of that is to return to natural law, which means what? Start following the Most High's instructions. Those instructions are natural law. In other words, honor your ancient foremothers and forefathers. This is Exodus chapter 20, verse 12. I think it's verse 12. All right? Why? Well, for obvious reasons, right? But I'm going to focus on the fact that the Most High made a contract with us initially with our ancient foremothers and forefathers, right? And we, as their offspring, are parties to that contract. Do y'all see? We're parties to that contract. We are obliged to follow natural law. Okay? We're obliged to. I hope this is clear. We're obliged to. Period. And it makes total sense, doesn't it? Think about it. Think about it. You don't have to, right? Go stick your hand in an electric outlet. No one is preventing you from doing it, right? You can do whatever you want. That's your right. You have a right to contract, don't you? See, this is natural law. You have a right to contract. So this is why in some of the past videos I was telling you guys that in the Constitution, the organic Constitution for the United States of North America, there are divine principles in there that our ancestors put in there, okay? The Treaty of Peace and Friendship, 1836. Divine principles are in there. They have to do with the recovery or reclamation of your birthright, of your estate, all right? I believe it's Exodus chapter 20, chapter 25. I don't remember specifically. But y'all go back and watch some of the videos that I did on the Moors are the true gods and natural heirs on the land or something like that. Y'all go back and watch that. But it's the recovery of our estate correlated with Deuteronomy chapter 28, chapter 29, and chapter 30. All right? Very simple. I don't know what I have to do or say, or if there's anything I can do or say to help you move faster to abandon Christianity, Judaism, Hebrew Israelitism, all of these religions. Abandon them because they are leading you into Dagon worship. Okay? Start following natural law. Start studying. Go back and watch all the videos that I did. All right? Learn about the Constitution. Learn about the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. All right? Make your way back to natural law. Recover, reclaim your lost estate. Start living a happy life, a stress-free life, which you'll never find in a camp, in a Hebrew Israelite camp, in a Hebrew Israelite assembly or church, or in a Christian church. You will never experience peace of mind. Why? Because you're under the leadership of the Dagon. And many, if not most, of your Hebrew Israelite and Christian leaders know. But they're not going to tell you because that means they got to get a job or find another source of income. All right? So I hope y'all can appreciate this. I highly recommend that you begin to learn Ancient Ibaryath. Learn the principles and concepts of linguistics. All right? Now, everything that I've been able to share with you and learn have been a result of my understanding of Ibaryath. So if y'all want to learn, I have an online class. It's a streaming class, 101 Ancient Ibaryath. Go subscribe to it. It's only $10 per month. All right, subscribe to it. You absolutely must become a master of linguistics. All right, you absolutely must learn Ibaryath so that you can understand on your own what the ancient Hebrew or Ibaryath text means. All right? Because what it says in English is often very, very different from what it says in the original language, Ibaryath. Y'all hear me? So, unless you want to continue in the Dogon worship, I strongly suggest that you get out. All right? Really, nothing else I can do. You know, I'm just talking. But it's up to you to take action. I hope y'all take action, right? Because remember, as long as you're in 14th Amendment status, you're civilly dead, right? You're under the authority of the Dogon through your boy Paul, all right? Through the Catholic Church, through Unum Sanctum, through the doctrine of discovery, all right? And let me tell you something. Following natural law is very easy. It just means you have to be honorable. You have to learn linguistics. You just educate yourself and be honorable. Do what you say you're going to do. And be honest and fair. If you're wrong and you need to pay something, pay it. If you said you would do something, do it. That's it. Easy. What you have to do. Don't disrespect people by trespassing on their property. Whatever that property might be. It's very easy, very simple. All right? Most of what you've been told is in the Mosaic Law, is Jeremiah 8:8 occurrences. Most of it. All right? And I can tell you that almost none of it is in the contract. Read the contract. A lot of y'all don't even know what the contract is. You just listen to your Hebrew Israelite and Christian pastors, and you don't have a clue what anything is yourself. All right? Anyway, I'm Dr. Yasapa. Anything that you want from me in terms of books, literature, the links are in the description area of this video. Again, I highly recommend that you subscribe to the 101 Ancient Ibaryath course and that you come to our Saturday course, all right? Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, all right? You can come like 2 or 3 times for free. If you want to enroll, it's $300 US initial payment. Sometimes you can break that up, right? Depends on your financial situation. And then after that, it's $100 per month. So that's about $25 per week, all right? Anyway, the link to the information about Catholic nuns and that nuns are Dogon are on my Facebook page, Yasapa. And by the way, my Facebook page, for some reason, I don't have a clue why, but it's I'm getting a lot of followers now. It's like 4,000. I've gotten like 4,000 over the past week or something like that. But anyway, maybe Facebook is no longer shadow banning me. I have no idea. But I'm still being shadow banned on YouTube. Hopefully, the shadow banning will stop on YouTube. I'll get more followers, and we can have more discussions about this kind of stuff. But don't take my word for anything. Y'all go research this Dogon stuff yourself. I've given you the information for you to follow up with on my YouTube channel. A lot of stuff here on Dogon worship. Let me tell you again, if you're following the New Testament, you are under the authority of, and you are worshiping the Dogon deity. This is Oannes, the Babylonian fish deity who's half man, half fish, mermaid. And who are they? These are Raphaim. Who are the Raphaim? The Raphaim are the offspring of the Nephilim. Who are the Nephilim? The Nephilim are the offspring of those fallen angels who had sexual relations with women, and they had children. All right? They had children. These were considered to be what? The mighty men of old, giants. So were they giants in terms of height only, or were they also giants with respect to their dominating and ruling over man? Genesis chapter 2 man. Now I'm not talking about Genesis chapter 1 man. Genesis chapter 1 man is a kind of man. It is a kind of man, not man. Genesis chapter 2, if you're Genesis chapter 2 sprung from the soil, autochthonous, you are the true natural people of the land, the true heirs of the estate. You'll find reference to this, again, another divine principle. You'll find reference to this in the preamble of the U.S. Constitution, the organic Constitution. All right, y'all, 1791, 1789. You'll find reference to that. You are the beneficiary. You are the beneficiary. You can execute the powers, the judicial powers, the legislative powers, and the executive powers, because you're a beneficiary, right? A state citizen and the 14th Amendment citizen cannot do that because they are not parties. Only the states. And we're talking about the republic, not the democracy, okay? Only the states can do that. Individual citizens cannot. This has been established. But you, as one of the people, you can. And you also have diversity of citizenship, right? Which gives you consular jurisdiction and the ability to activate or invoke the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. This is how you get out of the land of the dead. This is how you get out of Dogon domination of Christianity. And by the way, do y'all realize that if you are saying that you are a Christian or that you follow JC the Christ figure in the New Testament, do you realize that you are admitting to be civilly dead? Think about that. You're admitting to being civilly dead. Yes, Christianity is maritime law. So what else? What else can be said? Y'all start studying. Talk about this with your Hebrew Israelite and Christian leaders. If you have thoughts about it, put your thoughts in the comment section. Let's have a discussion about it. See, all of this stuff about arguing about Christian doctrine and Hebrew Israelite doctrine and which doctrine is right, that's all a diversion. It has no meaning. It has no significance other than what? To keep you busy and to keep you in a civilly dead state. Being civilly dead, you are subject to your open oppressors. You got me? You are subject to your open oppressors. You are outside of natural law. Y'all hear me? You're outside of natural law. Anyway, I'm Dr. Yasapa. If y'all want to reach out to me or do something for me, my Cash App and PayPal are in the description. If you want to get yourself educated, stand up like a man and a woman, reclaim uh, your heritage, start to learn, work toward mastering linguistics, the links are in the description area of this video. Y'all share this far and wide, all right? Let's stand up. Let's be men and women. Let's get away from this Dogon worship. At least, at minimum, this year, let's start discussing it, all right? Let's start discussing whether or not the New Testament is Dogon worship. That's a very simple discussion. You can start doing Google research and you can find out that the Catholic Church, their deity is Dogon. So if the Catholic Church is the mother, then all of its children, the Episcopalian, the Baptist, the Methodist, Seventh-day Adventist, all of these religions, they are also following the pattern set by the Catholic Church. This should be so simple, right? It should be so simple. But more importantly than that is this maritime law, all right? All of you, through birth certificates, etc., have been put into civilly dead status since birth. And all of you are following maritime law, and you don't have a clue. Y'all wouldn't believe how many people ask me what is natural law. Y'all don't have a clue. You don't have a clue. Okay? Anyway, I'll check y'all out later. Islam to all the Moors, and Shalawama to the entire house of Yasharallah. Wake up, stand up, be men, be women.